Avoid these 5 traps or stay weak forever. Gorilla Strength Killers Exposed. Welcome back to the Pump Room Podcast, Iron Family. I'm Dr. Eris Thorne, your no-nonsense guide to unleashing that raw, unbreakable muscle power, forging ironclad strength, and cultivating the mindset of a true beast in the gym. If you've been pounding the weights day in and day out, sweating through sets that feel like battles, but your progress is crawling slower than a sloth on leg day, plateaus hitting you hard, nagging pains creeping in, or just that frustrating sense of not breaking through to the next level, you're in the right place today. Listen up, because statistics don't lie. Over 70% of serious lifters, the ones who show up consistently, still crash into walls of stagnation or injury due to hidden flaws in their approach. We're not talking about lazy mistakes. These are the sneaky, insidious errors that even dedicated warriors fall into, turning potential gorilla-level dominance into average, forgettable gains. In this episode, we're going full detective mode on 5 massive pitfalls that sabotage your quest for that primal, earth-shaking strength, zeroing in on the core compound exercises that form the backbone of any serious program. I'll dissect each one layer by layer, what it looks like, why it's happening to you, the real-world damage it causes to your body and your results, and most importantly, the battle-tested fixes to flip the script and start stacking wins. By the time we're done, you'll walk away with a toolkit that's not just theoretical, it's actionable, designed to plug those leaks in your training and propel you toward the kind of power that turns heads in the gym. Plus, stick with me to the end for a hands-on self-audit quiz that'll shine a spotlight on your own form and give you a clear roadmap to fix it fast. Let's lock in, get focused, and transform those hidden weaknesses into your greatest strengths. Time to unleash the gorilla within. Let's roll. All right, let's kick this off with a move that's the foundation of lower body power, the squat. But if your knees are caving inward during the descent, like they're magnetically drawn to each other, you're setting yourself up for a world of hurt and halted progress. This isn't some minor glitch, it's a full-on derailment. Picture yourself under the bar, loaded heavy, feeling that initial surge of confidence as you unrack. You start the drop, and bam, those knees buckle in, shifting the entire load off your prime movers like quads, glutes, and hamstrings, and dumping it onto the delicate structures around your knees, ligaments, menisci, and even the patellar tendon. Why does this happen? Often it's a combo of weak glutes or abductors, the muscles on the outer hips that should be firing to keep everything tracking straight, or maybe tight adductors pulling things inward, poor ankle mobility forcing compensation, or just plain old bad habits from learning the lift wrong early on. I've treated dozens of athletes in my clinic who came in complaining of that sharp, stabbing knee pain after squats, only to discover this valgus collapse was the culprit. One guy, a powerlifter in his 30s, had been stuck at a 315-pound squat for years, dealing with constant soreness that made him dread training. It wasn't his effort lacking, it was this form flaw leaking power and inviting injury. The long-term toll? Chronic issues like patellofemoral pain syndrome, where every step feels gritty, or worse, tears that sideline you for months. And let's not forget the strength sabotage. When your knees cave, you're losing up to 20 to 30% of your potential force output because the energy isn't channeling through the right paths. It's like revving a sports car with a flat tire. You're going nowhere fast. Now, here's where we turn the tide with solutions that deliver real, tangible fixes. First off, reassess your setup. Feet should be shoulder width or slightly wider, toes pointed out 15 to 30 degrees to align with your natural hip anatomy. This isn't arbitrary, it's biomechanics 101, allowing your femurs to track over your toes without inward drift.
As you squat, cue yourself to spread the floor with your feet. Imagine ripping the ground apart laterally. This activates those sleepy glutes and abductors right from the start. If you're new to this, drop the barbell and practice with body weight or a goblet squat holding a dumbbell. Focus on slow eccentrics to feel the control. For mobility blocks, incorporate daily drills like banded clamshells. Lie on your side, knees bent, band around thighs, and open and close your top knee 20 times per side. Or try frog stretches to loosen those tight inner thighs. Progression-wise, if ego is your enemy, strip the weight back 20 to 30% until the form locks in. Trust me, you'll surpass your old maxes faster this way. Add accessory work like lateral band walks. Step sideways with a band around your knees. 3 sets of 20 steps each direction to build that outer hip strength. And don't overlook footwear. Flat-soled shoes like Chuck Taylor's give better ground feel than cushy runners that destabilize you. I've seen clients implement these tweaks and report not just pain-free squats, but explosive gains. One beginner went from shaky 135s to solid 225s in 8 weeks, feeling like their legs finally woke up. To make this stick, film yourself from the front and side every session. Review it like game tape. If pain persists, consult a pro, but these steps alone solve 80% of cases. By mastering this, you're not just avoiding weakness, you're building a bulletproof base for gorilla-level leg power that carries over to deadlifts, jumps, and everyday dominance. Let's keep the momentum. Next up, a backbreaker in the deadlift. Before we move on, quick value bomb. If you're feeling that knee cave right now, pause this episode, grab a mirror or your phone, and do 10 air squats with the spread the floor cue. Feel the difference. That's instant progress. Share in the comments if it clicked for you. We're building this together. Shifting gears to the deadlift, the ultimate test of full-body grit and the move that separates the strong from the unbreakable. But if you're letting your lower back round like a banana during the pull, you're not lifting smart, you're gambling with your spine. This rounding, often called cat back or flexion, happens when your core isn't braced enough, your hamstrings are tight pulling your pelvis under, or you're yanking the bar too aggressively without setting a neutral position. Visualize it. Bar on the ground, you hinge down, grip it tight, but as you initiate the lift, that lower back curves forward, compressing the discs between your vertebrae. The immediate risk is a sudden pop or strain that drops you to the floor mid-set, but the sneaky danger is cumulative. Repeated rounding wears down those discs, leading to bulges or herniations that radiate pain down your legs via the sciatic nerve. Think shooting electricity that makes sitting, standing, or even sleeping a nightmare. In my practice, I've rehabbed competitive lifters who've hit 500-pound deadlifts, but ended up in agony because they ignored this, thinking tough it out was the way. One story sticks out. A firefighter client, built like a tank, came in after a pull left him bedridden for a week. His form video showed blatant rounding. He was strong, but not stable. The fallout isn't just physical, it kills your confidence, makes you second-guess every heavy set, and stalls your overall strength.
Because a weak link in the chain means the whole system suffers. Power output drops as energy dissipates through the flex instead of driving straight up, meaning you're leaving 10 to 20% of your potential on the table. Flip this weakness into a weapon with these detailed corrections. Started setup. Bar over midfoot. Feet hip width, shins vertical. Bend at the hips, not the back. Keep your chest proud like you're showing off a medal. Take a diaphragmatic breath. Inhale deep into your belly, not chest. Then brace as if bracing for a gut punch. This creates intra-abdominal pressure that supports your spine like internal armor. As you pull, drive through your heels. Keep the bar scraping your shins, wear long socks, and extend hips and knees simultaneously. Think hips forward to lock out tall. If hamstrings are the issue, add Romanian deadlifts as warm-ups. 3 sets of 8 to 10 with light weight, focusing on the stretch. For core strength, plank variations. Hold a standard plank for 30 to 60 seconds, progressing to RKC planks where you squeeze everything tight.
If you're a beginner, start with rack pulls above the knee to shorten the range and build confidence, or switch to trap bar deads for a more neutral grip that encourages better posture. Avoid common fix pitfalls like overarching the upper back. That's hyperlordosis and just trades one problem for another. Track progress by noting how solid the lift feels. Aim for no discomfort post-session. Clients who've nailed this report deadlifts jumping 50 to 100 pounds in months with backs that feel armored. One pro went from injury-prone to pulling 600 pain-free, crediting the brace cue alone. To deepen this, incorporate yoga poses like child's pose for recovery, ensuring your back stays supple without rounding habits. Master the deadlift this way, and you're forging that gorilla backbone, unyielding, powerful, ready for anything. If rounding's your issue, try that bracing breath right now. Inhale, brace, hold for 10 seconds. Feel that stability? That's your new foundation. Drop a comment on how it changes your next pull. Now, on to the bench press, the chest-building staple that's often misunderstood as just push heavy. But if your elbows are flaring out wide like you're trying to hug the world at 90 degrees from your body, you're not sculpting pecs, you're stressing shoulders into oblivion. This flare stems from weak lats or triceps, poor bar path awareness, or mimicking bro science form from outdated videos. As you lower, those wide elbows force the humeral head forward in the socket, pinching the rotator cuff tendons against bone. Hello, impingement syndrome. Short-term, it's that gritty shoulder ache during presses. Long-term, tears or bursitis that make overhead anything impossible. I've consulted with bodybuilders who've benched 300 plus, but paid with constant physio visits, frustrated because their chests stayed flat while shoulders screamed. A CrossFit athlete I worked with flared habitually, leading to a labral tear that benched him for surgery, pun intended. The strength loss is real. Flaring reduces pec activation by 15 to 25%, shifting work to deadlifts and traps, so your bench plateaus while imbalances grow. It's demoralizing, making you question if upper body power is even attainable without pain. Here's the roadmap to redemption. Optimal elbow tuck, 45 to 60 degrees from torso. Visualize screwing your hands into the bar to externally rotate shoulders and engage lats as stabilizers. Bar path should arc slightly, touching low on the chest, sternum level for max pec stretch. Then press up in a straight line over shoulders. Drill this with paused benches. Lower, hold for 2 seconds at bottom, explode up, builds control. Accessory musts, face pulls with a cable, 3 sets of 15 to strengthen rear delts and improve posture, or dumbbell presses on an incline to unilateralize and spot asymmetries. If mobility's lacking, pec stretches, doorway holds, arms at 90 degrees, lean forward 30 seconds per side daily. Avoid the trap of going too narrow, that's tricep dominant and misses chest growth. Progress by filming sets, adjust angle incrementally. Benefits: clients see benches climb 20 to 50 pounds in weeks, with shoulders feeling free instead of locked. One novice transformed from 185 strugglers to 225 crushers, chest popping like never before. Layer in mental cues, elbows in, lats tight. Repeat it like a mantra. This fix doesn't just save your joints, it unlocks the gorilla chest, broad, powerful, commanding respect. Test it out. Mimic a bench grip in the air. Flare elbows, then tuck. Feel the shift in tension? That's pec power awakening. Comment below if you're committing to this tweak. Pull-ups, the gold standard for back and pulling prowess, but half reps where you don't fully extend at the bottom or clear the bar at top are robbing you blind. This shortcut arises from fatigue, ego-chasing reps, or lacking the scapular control to handle full range. At partial bottom, you miss the lat stretch that recruits more fibers. At incomplete top, no full contraction means weak rhomboids and traps. Result: a lopsided back, wings that don't spread, posture that's slouched, and pulling strength that fizzles in real life, like struggling with heavy doors or climbing. In clinic, I've seen gym vets with decent pull-up numbers but flat lats and neck pain from imbalances. A military trainee client cheated range for volume, ending up with elbow tendonitis that halted training. Strength-wise, partials build partial power. Your max reps might look good on paper, but functional carryover is zero, leaving you plateaued and vulnerable. Solution blueprint? Full hang start. Shoulders unpacked, arms straight, no kipping. Pull to chin over bar, squeeze blades like crushing a walnut between them. If tough, band assisted. Loop a band over bar, knee in, do 3 sets of 5 to 8 strict. Or negatives, jump to top, lower slowly over 5 to 10 seconds, builds eccentric strength. Accessory, face pulls with a cable, 3 sets of 15, to strengthen rear delts and improve posture. Or dumbbell presses on an incline to unilateralize and spot asymmetries. If mobility's lacking, pec stretches, doorway holds, arms at 90 degrees, lean forward 30 seconds per side daily. Avoid the trap of going too narrow, that's tricep dominant and misses chest growth. Progress by filming sets, adjust angle incrementally. Benefits? Clients see benches climb 20 to 50 pounds in weeks, with shoulders feeling free instead of locked. One novice transformed from 185 strugglers to 225 crushers, chest popping like never before. Layer in mental cues, elbows in, lats tight. Repeat it like a mantra. This fix doesn't just save your joints, it unlocks the gorilla chest, broad, powerful, commanding respect. Test it out. Mimic a bench grip in the air, flare elbows, then tuck. Feel the shift in tension? That's pec power awakening. Comment below if you're committing to this tweak. Crowning our list, the overhead press, sculptor of bolder shoulders, but excessive arching, leaning back like you're dodging a punch, turns it toxic for your lower back. This compensation hits when delts are weak, thoracic spine stiff, or you're overloading without form check. The arch hyperextends lumbar vertebrae, compressing facets and risking spasms or disc issues. Feel that twinge post-press? It's the start. I've rehabbed power athletes who've arched heavy, leading to chronic tightness that affects squats and deads too. A strongman client arched to press 225, but paid with sciatica that benched events. Power loss? Arching cheats delts, using momentum over muscle, so true shoulder strength lags.
Correct it. Neutral stance, core braced. Press bar straight up, head slightly forward at top. Seated presses eliminate lean. Dumbbells fix sides. Mobility. Foam roll thoracic, wall angels. Arms up wall, slide up down 10 times. Accessories. Face pulls, band pull-aparts for posture. Drop weight 20%, rebuild. Wins? Clients press heavier cleanly, shoulders bulletproof. One hit 185 overhead pain-free, delts exploding. This forges gorilla shoulders, stable, dominant. Self-audit quiz, 10 to 15 minutes interactive segment. Time for your audit, Iron Family. Answer honestly. 1. Squats, knees inward. 2. Deadlifts, back rounding. 3. Bench, elbows flaring. 4. Pull-ups, short ROM. 5. Overhead, arching. Score: 0 equals elite, 1 to 2 equals tweak, 3 plus equals overhaul with fixes. Retest soon. Track wins. We've demolished those 5 killers and rebuilt your path to gorilla strength. Apply these, watch gains explode. Like, subscribe, comment your biggest takeaway, or share a win. Join the Iron Family. Dr. Eris Thorne out. Stay strong.